Hey folks, how's it going? I've got a special meeting here of the office hours, and today I'm going to have Ash from the LA Marathon come and talk to you about the programs they have going on there. We have a great collaboration with the LA Roadrunners, and so that's going to be happening. But also we have Kayla from the LA Marathon coming to talk to us, from the McCourt Foundation. McCourt Foundation, if you don't know, is it's a philanthropic endeavor by Frank McCourt, and they put on the LA Marathon, and they use that money that goes back into the running community. Very generous, very philanthropic, kind-hearted organization full of dedicated people. I think, I don't know if you guys know this, but that big race that they put on has got like almost, I want to say 30,000 people were moving toward in the last race. And I think they put that thing on with a crew of like 12 or 13 people. These are incredible folks, and they take a lot of heat. Usually when people post anything from the LA Marathon, there's a lot of people who are mad, and you see these posts. You have no idea the difficulty putting on that race is. Absolutely incredible. If you had to ever deal with a city government of any kind, you'd realize what an endeavor it is. So we're going to have Ash. I think she'll be talking about the LA Roadrunners. In the meantime, I want to encourage all the Pacers out there, sign up for the MailChimp. We have a great newsletter. It's a great new. Hi, Ash.
Hey, Dr. Steve. How you doing?
Again, and thank you for joining us today.
Yeah, no, thank you for having us.
I was just talking about how hard you guys work over there to put on this race, and I'm so excited to have you because I just the Pacers, that's our signature event during the LA Marathon every year for the last 25 years, and hopefully for the next 25 years we'll be putting it on. And so I always admire the folks over there at the McCourt Foundation for all the hard work you do. And I was telling the audience how few people that you guys do this with. It's absolutely incredible. I can barely manage a few marathon runners, and you guys put on this race with 30,000 people, and managed to get people trained and enthused and inspired. So
yeah, we do have a pretty close, tight-knit group here that put on the marathon, and our ops team, I think, have been doing this for the last 10 years. So it's we're excited to have people like you and the Pacers, and be part of our affiliate club group and our LA Marathon community.
Well, good. Now, how's the training going this year? I know it's been tough. We've had to reboot, and it's been exciting, actually, because we've gone virtual. Every year we have a new challenge, like it's last year it was different than the year before. We had all the rain and train. So this year we get virtual. I think every year you get some adversity that you got to face. Now we have fires. So how are you guys working the LA Roadrunners program so far?
Yeah, so 2020 has been very challenging so far, but as far as LA Roadrunners is concerned, we've obviously started our off season virtually. We wanted to keep the community engaged any way that we could, so we started to offer online classes, so that anyone that wanted to get a taste of what the LA Roadrunners is like and to stay connected. And during quarantine, everybody, especially at the beginning, was looking for any sort of way that they could engage and keep fit and healthy. And so we started to offer these online classes as a way to do that. And I think, so tomorrow we have a hydration class with our hydration partner, Noon. They'll be going through tips and tricks for race day, and we'll be making Noonaritas, so the healthy version of a margarita. So every Thursday at 6 p.m. we've got online classes, and for the foreseeable future, we'll be continuing our training virtually. So obviously next week, we were supposed to start our 26-week training program in the lead up to the LA Marathon. We have contingencies in place for health and safety so that when we do, and when we are able to have our small group runs, we want to keep our people safe and our staff and all of our runners. But for the moment, we're continuing to have our training virtually.
Yeah, and I think the same thing with the Pacers. We're doing virtual training. We're not being prescriptive about saying where and when to meet and what route to take. We're just safe, because I know the minute I say, hey, I'm going to be at such and such a place at a certain time, and I'm going to run this particular route, people are craving that social interaction so much.
Yeah.
A whole bunch of people will show up, and then the next thing you know, we're kind of not
Yeah.
playing safe. So I do see
Yeah.
exercise programs around town. You know, some of the gyms I know here in Pasadena, the Aquatic Center has their program, and maybe Stadium Fitness has a program, and they're actively training together. But they can control their numbers. You know, with an organization like LA Roadrunners and the affiliate clubs, you know, we could have potentially 1,000
Yeah.
people. You know,
Well,
on
you
site.
have even the paces. You guys have the Whittier paces and the Pasadena paces, and that's you're one of our affiliate clubs. So we have to keep in mind that we're influencing a whole community of people, and what's the best way to keep them safe. So definitely when we can, I hear people do want to run together and they want the social aspect, but for the current moment, it's not safe. So we have a virtual, program and our online classes, and you're able to, talk to our coaches, and we're happy to do, and we want to do whatever we can, to keep people healthy. But it's been rough.
Yeah. Well, people are craving that interactivity, but I
Yeah.
think what's happening and what I'm seeing is that when I go out for a run on Saturday or Sunday, I'll be running down the road and I'll see somebody in a Pacer shirt. I go, wow, hey, Pacer, how's it going? Good to see you.
Yeah.
It's like you feel this burst of energy, you know, because somebody's
Yeah.
street and you're waving at them, and you know you pass them or something, or they pass you. In my case, they pass me usually. It's
You,
just you know, it's a heartening thing to see
yeah.
people, even ones that you don't know, if they put on that team shirt. Yeah, I'm
Well,
sure.
you guys stand out too with the red shirts.
Yeah, it's a
Mm,
thing. It really is. Have those
yeah.
red. Well, so are we marching forward, and we're looking like we're gonna? How's the McCourt Foundation handling the LA Marathon? Are you still going to put it on? Are you planning on virtual? Are you planning on live? How's that going?
Yeah. So at the current moment, we're planning on putting it on live. We know that it's not our runner's first choice to do anything, a marathon virtually. So we're doing whatever we can to make sure that we put on the best live event next year. And we've got a number of contingencies in place to make sure that that happens.
Yeah. So you plan to run it, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. It's you know, it's in the hands of someone else. You know, so
Yeah, but we are confident that we're going to put on a great race next year, and whatever we have to do that, then that's what we do. But we understand that people might feel comfortable in a virtual capacity, but we also understand that, you know, the best part of the LA Marathon is running down Hollywood Boulevard and checking out all of the really cool places that are unique to LA. So, you know, it's still a while away, and we'll address it as it comes up.
yeah. Well, agreed. There is a certain fun energy standing on the start line.
Yeah.
Enthusiastic people who've trained hard, and they're they're ready to set their hair on fire going running down the street. So that's always a great feeling, the whole start. But you know
Yeah.
what? Really inspired by some of the races I've seen around town. You know, people who have run these virtual events and they get medals, and they talk about them just like they talk about any other race that they've run. They
Yeah. Well,
virtual.
it's definitely changed the way we think about racing and the way we think about running. And, you know, I think what's been really cool about virtual events and how we're keeping, I think it's just shown how important this community is to, themselves and their routines and their daily lives, that they're willing to do whatever it takes to be part of that. So I think it's been really heartening to see people just attack it with passion and enthusiasm. And at the end of the day, it's, you know, we're in Chinatown right now, and there's orange smoke outside the window. And, that's just 2020. So it's been really cool to see people make the most of everything and, want to be part of the community.
Yeah, I agree. Well, yes. You know, what are you going to do in the face of what
Yeah, exactly.
what are you made of? So we get to see
Yeah.
that here, you know. And so some people are going to meet the challenge and they will figure it out. They'll do something that nobody else would have thought of but they're going to get the job done. From hell or high water, I'm going to get this. I'm going to handle it. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to bend the universe to my own will, and because I say so, it will occur. That's sort of like, there's no chance that this could not even fail at all. There's no consideration whatsoever. I'm running the LA Marathon, and if they do it virtual, then I'm running that too. So there's those people out there, and I hope to make every one of the runners be that person, because if you can do that, if you can push that hard in a marathon, you can push that hard in your own personal life, and you can better community. So
thanks, Dr. Steve. We appreciate you and the Pacers being part of us. So thank you.
And thank you, Ash. It's great to see you. It's great to hear your awesome accent today.
Oh yeah, I'm putting it on extra strong today just for you.
Okay, we'll see you later, Ash.
Okay, thank you. Have a good one.
All right, you as well.
And we're going to have Kayla come in just a little bit from the LA Marathon.
Yeah, so Kayla's coming on board here in just a minute from the LA Marathon. She's going to talk about a part of this that's really got me excited. There's some changes that took place this year. I don't know if you know or you've heard of the course changes, but Kayla will talk about that with us. And in the meantime, you guys, please continue on with your pace group pages. Get in communication. Encourage your friends to come and sign up on the pace group leaders page and get connected that way and communicate. Shoot us some photographs. I want to see your pictures. I want to hear your stories. Hey, Kayla, how you doing, sweetie? It's good to see you.
Hi, Dr. Steve. How are you?
Excellent. So thank you for joining me today. And I'd love to hear from. I think the Pacers really love to hear from you and about the goings on at the McCourt Foundation and how it's going over there with in particular the finish line. That's everybody knows about the finish line.
That's the topic of the year for sure.
I know you guys have taken a few hits on that, but at the same time, I get the feeling that you're doing something really incredible that nobody suspects that's going to be extra special. So what can you tell us about that?
I mean, I know it wasn't the popular choice to take it off Ocean, but we kind of had to do what we had to do this year, and we are going to make our finish line as amazing as we possibly can. We're going to have so much more space over at Century City. And, while I know everybody's going to miss the ocean breeze going into the last stretch, we're going to hopefully be able to build out an experience that's going to accommodate everybody that the runners bring to the race with them. We are going to build out the family areas, the reunification areas. We're going to put grandstands in there. We are going to make this race look like one of the majors for the time that we are in Century City. So we've got the folks at Westfield are super excited. In fact, one of the main ladies we're working with, her mom is a longtime marathoner, and she is really impassioned as far as her experience being at the finish line and being able to kind of meet her mom there and everything that goes on afterwards. So one of the main people that we're working with down in Century City has a huge emotional attachment to the sport through family, and she is so motivated to kind of help us create the best experience possible, bring out everybody who's in Westfield, bring out everybody that's in the surrounding area, and create a place where we can essentially just throw a big party.
Okay.
If it's safe. Yeah.
I'm voting for you. I want to see a live event, but if it doesn't come off live, I'm just as happy to run a virtual marathon. And I'm just as happy to run it and drag as many people along with me as possible. But
we do not want to run a virtual marathon. We're going to do everything possible to make sure that we're running an actual marathon. We have a really strong, amazing national running community. Obviously, we're not one of the majors, but a lot of our operational staff works really closely with a lot of the operational staff at the other majors. So we have a huge pool of really talented, really passionate individuals that is going to be working on figuring out how to get mass participation sports back on the road as soon as possible.
Well, you're one of the majors, in my opinion. You know, it's always been
Thanks, Dr. Steve.
have our own, our own area has its own marathon. It's our home court. We may not win the World Series of marathons, but it's my marathon, and it's major to me and to the Pacers and, the thousands of people that run in this area. Probably most of
Oh,
your
yeah.
here, I'm sure they come from all over the world, but the core of us, and every year it seems like they grow. I don't know what your numbers were last year, but I think we're moving toward the 30,000 mark, if I'm not mistaken.
We are moving towards the 30,000 mark. We had the largest field of runners that we have ever had last year. And while we do have an international participation base, the majority of our runners, all the way up to 70%, are from the Southern California area. So this is really a homegrown West Coast pride event for a lot of people.
Well, I think there's a reason for that, and it has to do with the top leadership and people over there at the McCourt Foundation who put on the race. We know that you guys really care about the race, and you do everything you can do to make it the best event possible, even to the extent that you started to build or have built the running community through the LA Roadrunners program and having an affiliate program, which didn't exist, I think, before, and it's a really progressive thing that you guys have done, and you brought people together. I love that about the McCourt Foundation, bringing runners together in an endeavor to become more fit and to achieve victories and accomplishments. And it just speaks to the character of the people who work over there. So
That's
really,
what we want to do. I mean, that's why we're here. That's why we come to work every day. I think everybody who works here, has felt running have that kind of positive impact on people around them or community at large. And we're the same organizational team and the same management team that's been putting on the marathon for, well, I mean, we've got Stacy in there. She's been there for 15 years, making it bigger and better every year. The only difference at this point with this transition to the McCourt Foundation is that now everything we do, all the revenue, everything that we make on this marathon is getting channeled back into charitable programs. We are 100% impact based now, and we'll
wow.
be focusing a lot on neurological research and diseases, but we're still supporting all of our charity groups, and we're still going to be hosting the charity half marathon and doing everything that we can to keep that impact in Los Angeles.
Well, you have to have a lot of nerve to do neurological research. Okay.
Best joke of the day. Cool.
Well, is there anything else you'd like to tell the audience about LA Marathon?
Well, we've got our first virtual warm-up event, so if you guys haven't done the Santa Monica Classic yet, probably not the right week to do it with the air quality, but we're going to keep it running all the way till December. So if you need a fun virtual race, check it out on the McCourt Foundation website. We have gone over and above trying to put together the most fun virtual race finisher box that we could muster. So
I haven't signed up for that, but now that you mention it, I'm going to do it. I'm going to go sign up and
yeah, you have to.
go do
It's
the
gonna be
class.
awesome.
So,
Cool.
well, I think it's going to be an extraordinary race. What my suspicion is we're going to train virtual and run live. I just know that's what's going to happen. Part of the reason I think that is the timeline and the trajectory of the virus, but also because LA Marathon is just plain lucky. Last year, if there's any example of just plain good luck and good timing, you guys are the best. I can't believe what occurred. So really,
Luck is definitely something we hope we keep on our side. Yeah.
well, okay. Well, Kayla, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Dr. Steve.
All the good work. I think it's going to be one of the best LA Marathon races ever. People just people are resistant to change. You know that. People hate change. Change something and people have to adapt and they don't like it. They have a vision in their head and that vision is there. It's a movie they invented themselves and they play it. And if you change the context of the movie, they get really mad. Like, you can't go in and look at an old movie and change the ending. People are going to get irritated about that. And that's, I think, part of the some of the hits you take. And maybe, I can't imagine what that's like being on your end where you really want to do a great job and you're all about trying to help people and put on an amazing race and do the best thing ever for the running community, and then hear negative comments. So folks out there, please think about this. When you say something harsh to people, it hurts them. And don't do that. You know, it's say something kind. It'll make you feel better, and it really makes them feel better. And they really do want to put on the best race you've ever run. And you're going to be really surprised when you run down Century Boulevard this year at the end of the LA Marathon. It's going to be a finish like you've never seen before. That's my promise to you. And I think the LA Marathon is going to back me up on that. So,
you know, we always want to hear everyone's opinion, and, you know, we totally understand, you know, that change is hard. We all come to work every day, and we just try and roll with the punches, and we try and keep this race going, and we're 100% dedicated to working with what we have, especially this next year, and making it the best that we possibly can. We got one job. We have some other races around, but our main job is to make sure that the marathon goes off and everybody's happy.
Thank you so much.
Great. Talk to you soon. Nice to see you.
All right. So, folks, this is Kayla from the LA Marathon and you know, the McCourt Foundation, and you heard it from the source. That's a charitable thing. They donate all the money back. Some people are thinking, oh, they're all about the money, and you know, they put on this race and they took my money and they did this and that. Yeah, it costs a lot of money to put on one of these races, and a lot of effort goes into it. They really want to do something nice and kind and good. You know, what if you bought your 6-year-old nephew an awesome birthday present, you know, and you're really excited about giving him this shiny red truck, and you brought the truck and you put it in front of him, and he opens the present and he looks at it and he goes, I wanted something else. This is not you. This is not my. Why did you give me that? This is my birthday, and it's not the right present. How would you feel about that? That's how those poor folks at the LA Marathon feel. They're nice people. They're my friends. So, you know what? Do me a giant favor today, would you? Would you send the folks at the LA Marathon just a nice message, like, you know, thank you for putting on the race. You know, we could have no race. So, anyway. Hey, thanks for joining me today, folks. Don't forget, sign up on the Facebook group. Use your pace groups. Sign up for MailChimp, our newsletter. That thing's amazing. It's a whole new communication medium. It's a lot easier to look at. You don't have to fiddle through a lot of pages if you don't like the Facebook. It's just simple, concise. And you can get the LA Marathon training MailChimp. You can get the 10-mile challenge. You know, you can kind of tailor it to what you need. You can unsubscribe from it. If you don't like it, you can just say, okay, unsubscribe, hit the button. You've done it before, you can do it again. It's not that big of a deal. Okay? All right, guys. Have a great rest of the week, and I'll see you on Friday for office hours again. So this Friday, 1 o'clock. All right, take care, folks.
All right.